Kei nā manu tai ko te wao nui a tāne whakatau mai rā, rarau mai rā ki roto o Rotorua, nui a kahumata momoi, ko tēnei te whakataitai nui rawa atu mō nā kuratua rua o te motu i tō tātou kēmu a Pāwhitu Pōro. Ko te whakataitai a motu, rua mano, rua takau mawhā, he tukinga nui, e haere ake nei wainga nui nā kapa e rua, nā kura e rua, kua toa i nā tau e rua kua hipa ake nei, a ko Westlake boys, rātou ko Otago boys, tai ko Harley Wall tōku wingwa, he kai whakapāho mō te rā nei, maua ko Maya Williams. Maya, we've got a real treat on our hands, probably a bit of a glimpse into what may be a couple of the best boys teams in the country, Westlake Boys High versus Otago Boys High School. Your thoughts firstly on the morning so far, and what do you think about the game?
I'm loving the scheduling, sorry Harley, I'm loving the scheduling of these live stream games, because every time we get the new team sheets in, we're like, oh, we got a humdinger going on here. So there's such easy games to commentate when you've got two really quality teams, looking through the team sheets, seeing a lot of provincial representatives in these two teams, and obviously if they're the best in their region, they're probably going to be some of the best players down here. So excited again. I haven't had the courage to back any team at the start of the game, just really looked forward to the type of touch that happens. Game 3 for day 2. Is this a round robin one, Haas, or is this...
Yeah, that's correct. Te Rawa, this is the last round robin time frame and also last round robin game for these two teams, but also for the boys section. Westlake Boys against Otago Boys High School. They are both unbeaten and will both be looking for the win. After this game, the playoffs will start and quarterfinals will start later on this afternoon. So these two teams, for those familiar with touch football and how the results have gone in the last couple of years, Otago Boys High School champions in 2022, Westlake Boys High School champions in 2023, both sitting in Pool A. It's not a do-or-die game because by the way the standings are, it looks like they'll both progress on to the quarterfinals, but it is a game with a lot of mana on the line.
When you're doing the draw, Harley, when you're doing the draw, how hard is it in terms of like rankings and stuff like that?
It is difficult in terms of the way the teams fall is based on the rankings from the year prior.
Yeah.
So if you have a really, really strong team one year, and then maybe the next year you might have won, and then the next year you might not be as strong, you're still going to the next year ranked as the number one team. So often we see teams who have been strong one year, then you have some surprise packages who kind of sneak through into the quarterfinals the year after when those teams who were ranked first aren't as strong as they were the year before.
And I guess that's a consequence of taking away qualifiers. Now, that's a long time ago where we used to have zonal qualifiers and regional qualifiers. And then I guess that's a lot more accurate snapshot of the quality teams in those areas coming through to nationals. However, what that did do is it did stop the numbers of teams that we have now, and it's just we want our best players. We want as many schools, obviously, don't we, Harley, to be here representing their kura, their regions.
That's a fair point. And if we have a look, for example, at the number of boys' schools coming from the South Island, we take Otago Boys High School, Nelson College, who we saw earlier this morning, Kings High School, John McGlashan. If we went, and St. Bede's, who are also unbeaten at the moment, if we went with last time's model, one of those teams would miss out. By the way things are currently stacked up, we could have 5 or 6 teams from the South Island in the boys' quarterfinals. So it does create opportunity all at the same time as well.
Fortunately, an error there in the first set for Otago Boys. Westlake now strong touch straight away. Yeah, probably a good decision from the referee to call that one. The 5th touch of the game, and it had a bit of life in it. From the commentary box, I'd love to see it, but as a referee, you want to put a lid on it straight away, don't you, Harry?
Koe tērā, e mihi atu nei ki nā kaiwawa o tēnei kēmu. We have 3 excellent referees, John T. Houston, Chris Tane and Trey McLean. I'm sure that they will help aid a very open and free-flowing and accurate game, much to what we've seen so far from our Kaiwawa.
Yeah, hopefully, because we've seen in that first game, I think there might have been 7 penalties across the game. We've already had 2 in this. Just the quality of game in terms of flow, ball in play, not stopping, not disjointed. Hoping for the same as we see a sweep play here. They fake the back door. They come back to this right-hand side. Almost looked like a bobble, but no, it was a touch. Excellent defence there from the winger. Such a hard job to do. He was about 10 metres infield. Turn and chase, and he got there. Can't grab his number. Lessa and Hewin. Hewin now got the pass off. Excellent work there by Lessa. Touch and pass, was it, Haz?
Touch and pass there. It was a great setup from Otago. Unfortunately, the ball just came late from number 9 there, Hewin. As we see now, e whakautu ana, te kapa Westlake Boys High School. There's a lot going on in the ruck. I'm sure we'll see that as the game progresses, and certainly a lot for our Kaiwawal to manage out there. As we see Mete Kingi with the ball now. He'll be a gun player to keep an eye on.
Who are the other key players in that Westlake team, Harry?
Number 2, Ezra Morgan Tafia. Already a Touch World Cup under his belt. He was selected as part of the Tongan Open men's team. Also a key name, sort of in the club scene as well. So he'll bring a lot of experience to this Westlake boys team. As he did last year, of course, was the finals MVP in the boys final. So to get that at a year 12 level and then still be able to come back the year after is some experience that they'll rely on in today's game for Westlake Boys High.
Otago get a fresh set there, and they potentially will score off it, but I just wonder what could have happened if played away from that penalty. It looks like Otago Boys High School had Westlake really rolling back to their scoreline. Might have just stopped that, any opportunity they had. Looks like they're creating now, though. Boyd here with Cashmore, I think it is. No, that's 25 from Otago. It's always good when a player's got a 25 and the team sheet doesn't. Otago boys now. Another strong touch. They've obviously been coached to do this, Harley.
You can see them lifting off the line really early, applying a lot of good pressure in the middle of the field. Koera te wahi Mewini. A loose play of the ball there. Westlake looking to make up for it. And there's a bit of space there for Morgan Tafia. That came from absolutely nothing. First try on the board. Kitataha or Westlake Boys High School. We'll have a look here on the replay. Just great deception to squeeze in between the two Otago defenders.
Shimmy with the shoulders. Made the left-hand middle. Release out. Got him behind. Excellent work. You caught him early, Harley. Morgan Tafia. 1-0. First touchdown of the game. Now straight into attack mode, though. Westlake have been really good in terms of shutting when they've needed to. We've seen a lot of gaps close very quickly defensively, so well drilled Westlake on this defensive end. Big wind-up, it looked like it was going to be there from Manaya Lessa, the number 8 for Otago boys.
And we can see Westlake boys here playing confidently, especially in defence. No errors so far bringing the ball up through the field, so coaching and management will be happy with how the start has gone. As we see Mete Kingi with a pick. Looking for space on the outside. Hoi. Hoki atu te poro. Ki te taho o Otago Boys High School. E kokiri nei. I te whira. Finds some ground for his troubles. Third touch there on halfway.
We've seen Xavier Smith, the one for Westlake. He's got gas. I'm pretty sure that woke the winger up for Otago boys. He won't want to be giving him too much space. As we see Otago boys now, Nicholas couldn't quite set that one up for his dummy half.
Koenei tētahi mea whakatika. We want to get the roll balls correct. I'm sure the coach will be drilling that back into the players. A little bobble there on the play the ball from Otago Boys High School.
Was allowed to play through there. It was Matthew Fleming. Oh, now the real strong drive. Morgan Tafiao. Oh, just kept on rolling the defence, didn't it? Harley Tafiao reaching out. Unfortunately, there was no one there. It made him bobble the ball. Oh, he goes to get a little bit back himself.
There's a lot of competitive spirit out there. Te wairua nanahau. Wanganui nā kapa, nā tīma e rua, e kokiri nei I te whira. We see Hewan now setting it up. Westlake lifting, but there's still some space on offer for Otago. Doing a good job still of shutting down that play in the end.
Nice job there from the referee. We've seen the 13 rushing up early from Westlake Boys High. Ashton Falloon caught offside, giving Otago that opportunity. Westlake now, though, 6 fresh legs on. Giving him a bit of a push, does Ezra at the 6th. See him go down this left-hand side. Great diving touch from the left-hand middle for Otago boys. I think that was Lessa. You see it here, Lessa pulling his corner. Real chase down, see his speed. Just clipping Ezra Johnson-Smiley.
Kua he te mahi a te kapa o Otago. Hoia nei, koe nei te whakautu a te kapa o Westlake Boys High School. Koe nei te wāhi tika e tākoro nei ki tā rātou whakaaro. Still a couple of touches left in hand, and some of their gun players on as well, as Westlake look to manipulate the defence. He harmony kua karanga here e te kaiwawao. Ko tōna tikanga, kei tūhapa rātou. So Otago Boys High will look to adjust from their mistake and also the call from the referee. But hoi anō kua taka ke Westlake.
I could be wrong, Harley, but in talking to you prior to the game, you felt quite confident around Otago Boys High's chances in this one.
I'm not sure that they have had a game as tough as this, we'll put it that way. So now we're past the sort of 10-minute, almost the 10-minute mark of the game. It'll be adjusting to the physicality of the game and seeing how they can find space from the middle and then feed to the outside. Let's see if they can make the most of this opportunity here.
You hear the box, the Otago Boys High box, asking the refs to keep the Westlake boys back 7. They're just feeling like they're leaving early. 32 play here, looks to go long, he sure does. Looked like a little flick, but well covered, potentially even forward. Excellent work there from the Westlake Boys High winger, Matthew Stewart. The 16, we see him out here. Great chase out, early read. Had it under control. Westlake now using a few touches up, just getting across to that left-hand side. 4th touch now, and they only just got to the 10-metre line. With the 5th one on halfway, they won't want to give away any penalties or be offside. Oh, looks like defensively they're in so much control, Otago boys, and just right at the last touch collapsed.
That's right. It's very similar to the first try Westlake boys got, which was also on the 5th touch, which also came from nothing. Otago Boys High doing the very best that they can. It seems like Westlake just know how to pull it together when the opportunity presents itself. 2 tries.
Yeah, that eyes up footy, isn't it, Harley, in terms of not just running to the defender, but getting that extra pass, getting him behind that point defender. And unfortunately, Otago just coming up in ones. They really need to come up together, stay connected and show a solid front. But now they're on attack. Nice touch there. I think that's Morgan Tafiel. Mania Lessa, he's been one of the main attackers for this Otago team. Yeah, he may have been a little bit ripped off there. Mania, not sure that where was the touch made. Yeah, touch made on the 7. Not entirely sure the Westlake player, Harley, got back onside.
Koe rata mahi a te kaiwawal, and that's why I'm glad we're sitting here doing the kōrero. As we see the mahi being done out there on the field, Mete Kingi passing the ball onwards. As we see Westlake Boys High School, kua piro anō, tō rātou piro tuatoru o tēnei gēmu. We'll have a look again on the Bunnings Warehouse replay. Again, just a simple pick. Otago seemed like they were in the right space defensively, but the hands, the timing, and the execution from Westlake Boys High, top notch.
Matthew Stewart dots down. I think that's his second one in this right-hand corner. Made sure of it. 2-hand put down. Well done, Matthew.
We love 2-hand put downs. Look after the ball, control it. As we can see a little wrap play coming through from Otago Boys High School here.
Coming back to the middle, setting things up. Boyd, what can Boyd do? It'll be 6 again. Oh, it was almost like it was an early touch, but it wasn't really, was it?
Just a little discussion there between the referees. Koira te tohu o te mahitahi. The referee on field had signalled 6 touch. The sideline referee indicated that the ball had been touched in flight, so he tāruatanga, a recount has been awarded.
Turoa trying to get through that middle link space. Couldn't do it, but Boyd now comes into dummy half with Wilson. Mrs. Wilson out to this left-hand side. He's doing a great job, isn't he, Matthew Stewart, for Westlake on this right-hand wing.
Certainly, we've spoken at length about how strong the wingers have been today on attack, but defensively, Westlake Boys High showing how it's done. Running out of space, can he find somebody?
Great job there from Chris, isn't it? He had the calls both times down here. He knew exactly what he was going to call. Very decisive, very accurate.
A little bit of showmanship there to try and keep the ball alive. They maintain position.
Haven't really tried much on that right-hand side, have they? But we see the number 6 running out there, Charlie Nickel for Otago. He looks like he's come on with the plan. Hewhan now. Nickelin comes to this left side again, definitely favouring this left side.
E rua nā hāmene ki te taha o Westlake Boys, they'll be wary of not suffering a third penalty on the line. Otherwise, other plays will ensue. Great touch there from Westlake. That was very close.
Yeah, it was very, very close. I think if the referee took 2 steps back, we would have also agreed with that, how close it was. Nice cover defence there from the inside middle. Well done, Westlake. They had to repel 3 sets on their scoreline. Coming to this right-hand side, I wonder if that's right to left passing dominant and the reason for that. And now they get a piggyback penalty out of their defensive half, do Westlake.
Ko tatapau te wā o te wāhanga tuatahi. Really interested to see what the halftime chat brings. I think Otago Boys High School will be a little bit disappointed not to have any points yet on the board, but something that we're sure that their coaching staff with a lot of experience will address. 5th touch now for Westlake Boys High School.
The thing for Otago Boys, it's not like they haven't had the opportunity. So now it's around understanding what Westlake are offering on defence or trying to manipulate them so that you can get what it is you want. So needing to be a little bit more accurate down on that end. And have no doubt Coach Hamish Folks will be passing those messages on at half time. Nice strong drive again. Wouldn't want to be getting in front of him. Allowed Boyd to get through. Nice. Oh!
Pārawa atu. There's a bit of noise coming from the sub box, but ki taku te tiro, whakaia ana hau i te kaiwa wao, that touch was made. Although the players disagree with it, we'll carry on almost as we not only approach halfway, but also half-time.
Yeah, lucky with that one. I think we all seen the defensive player from Westlake putting his hand up saying he didn't make the touch. However, it hasn't cost them. Otago Boys High.
Rima he kona e toi ana. Nō reira, kua taimai te wā whakata, te wā weherua o tēnei kēmu. I nāi nei ko te tatau, te taute o te wā, toru ki te kore, Westlake Boys High School with the lead at the moment. Kawe haere tawhiti atu whānau mā, ākua ke nei hoki mai ai, ki te titiro, i te wāhanga tuaro o tēnei kēmu.
Bunnings has the lowest prices for Christmas entertaining.
Lightworks party lights, $65.98. Cherry barbecue pallets, just $34.98.
Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 15%. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
Get ready to entertain this Christmas for less.
Jumbuck Portable Barbecue, only $2.59. Marquee Sling Chair, just $35.90.
Will you find a competitor's lower price on the same stock item will beat it by 15%. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Tēnā koutou katoa, hoki mai anō, koe te wā whakatā, ki te ai nā tīma e kōrero ana, I roto I ngā rōpū. We can see on the far side Westlake boys having a kōrero, we can hear close to us, Otago boys the same, and of course the referees having a little chat at halftime. Maya, you'll be familiar with what those chats are at halftime. If you're in that space as a referee, what do you think they'll be having a chat about?
I think there was parts of the game where some quite obvious things were missed, so probably just talking around, staying focused. And I think the best way that I was always coached to stay focused is just be talking the whole time, because the more you're talking, you're engaged rather than just switching off with your mouth. It normally switches off with your head. So yeah, I imagine that, just get the comms up, because they've had a pretty solid half, have the group of referees. Just going back to the teams though, Otago boys' effort, they just haven't been getting the reward for their effort. We talk about the first and second try defensively, really winning those first 5 touches, but then unfortunately becoming disconnected on the 6th touch, and they've had 2 touchdowns scored from 20, 25 metres out against them. And then down on the attacking end, the reverse of that, where we have Westlake, who on their scoreline just look like they've got 10 or 12 players. In all honesty, there doesn't look like there are any spaces for this Otago Boys High team. So effort from Otago Boys High, 10 out of 10. And now it will be about being accurate on the end of the sets in the attacking section of the game and also defensively.
Tika tērā, we see some of the highlights. Westlake boys, their 3 tries in the first half. The first couple, of course, coming at the very end of the set, systematically, as you noted, Otago boys are doing everything right, just switching off at the last play or not finishing off the set as maybe they need to. I'm sure, kua kōrero tia, tērā whakaro, ena kai ako.
We've seen Charlie Nickel on that first touch straight away, Harley, bringing a bit of venom into the touch again, getting his body and his right leg in that ruck. Goes down the short side, makes the touch though. Well done, Nickel. It's that thing though, right? The only way a defender can get in the ruck is if, as an attacking player, you're not getting to the side of the body when you're rolling the ball. And we see him here making 25 metres, second touch on halfway already. Here we see Otago boys have come out to play, Harley. And this is the second half. Now volley, the 7. Just, momentum stop. Here's the key man, Tom Wilson. He sets his ball players up so well. Looks like a forward pass. Referee running backwards. Heard the coach. I'm not sure if you heard the coach, Harley, just yelled out to his team. That was a great set. And that it was.
Tika rawa, tata ana tērā a few. It could have gone either way, but of course we see the referees. E tika ana te tū, e tika hoki te whakatau. Ai wainga nui, I nā kapa e roa, he tukinga, tino nui, we can see just a little error on the play with the roll ball. Referees, ata ho miru tērā. Otago boys, e maua nei, I te poro I nai nei.
Really come out and focused. Obviously some really good comms from Coach Folks. Strong touch there off to Lessa now. What does he do? Steps off left, steps off right, throws a short ball. Excellent defence from the 11, Hayden Butler from Westlake. He had to defend 2 players there. Jackson now the 9, driving in, gets the ball back, sorry. It was actually Lessa. They just look so solid, don't they, Westlake, on this defensive scoreline?
A sign of good coaching. They really know how to read they know how to read the defense, but sometimes we talk about it. It gets a little bit casual, and Otago get handed a koha, a gift right there on the 7 metres. Hewan now with the ball in hand. He's going to go one-on-one on the outside. He could. Oh, yes, the play on call. Morgan Tafia offside. Otago Boys High with their first try of the game.
Great reward for coming out with real purpose in the second half. We've just gone over 3 minutes, and we see the reward right here, getting a quickie, stepping off his right foot. Defending player, Morgan Tafia, didn't quite get back. I really like what I'm seeing, Harley, from this Otago Boys team, and you can hear the energy, feel the energy just in front of us here in the sub-box.
Ai, kua rongoa I tō rātou wairua, te wairua ngangahau, ai kōkiri nei. And that'll be really important for them as they need to lift here defensively to peg back and stop Westlake Boys High from scoring again. Hoi anōra, kua piro a me te kingi I te piro tua whā ki te taho Westlake Boys High School, me titiro anō koutou mā.
Great hit back here from Westlake, very timely. Referee calling both players offside. You can see them not getting back to that score line, 2 feet on or over. Now though, hopefully that hasn't deflated the energy, the effort that Otago come back out with, and definitely hasn't deflated Nickel, the 6. Does he get through? No, he doesn't. It's only the 4th though. This is the crew that was on when they last scored. Lisa, now with the ball. Great read again, Harley. The defence down this end by this Westlake Boys team. I'm not sure if that was Stewart. He had a great first half, Matthew Stewart.
Very few errors in this game, especially in the second half so far. Both teams working well as a unit. Strong dump there from Falloon, as we see Johnson. Smiley looking to link up with a teammate. Engari, e harei te wā tōna. Ka whakahoki a te poro I naenei e te kapa o Otago.
Here he is, the energizer, Bunny for this Otago Boys High team. Oh, great set again. Anyone, Boyd gets behind him. Normally when you see Tom Wilson driving forward, Boyd's normally right behind him, as we'll see the end of that play. Good touch again. Great defence, Westlake. You just know Boyd's not going to get pushed off the ruck, is he? So you're going to have a real solid platform to scoop from. If you are the dummy half, strong touches again. Looks like it might have been a forward pass. Off the ruck. I haven't seen too many of them, thankfully. Huge reduction from yesterday, Harley. There was, I'd love to say probably 10 or 12 on average per game.
Wow, very common outcome day one. Teams are adjusting. So too the referees. It's good to see that adjustment's been made on day 2 as we get into the crunch phase. O tēnei whakataitai. Whā ki te tahi ko Westlake ki mua. And
good.
Yeah, excellent covering defence there from Westlake.
I just think with how solid the wingers are and the decisions they're making, maybe Otago Boys might want to come back towards the middle of the field, set some options up in there. The wingers are probably knowing that the ball's going to come out their way, so they'll probably be a little bit wider than they might be normally, and take advantage of that coming back to the middle. Solid though, Westlake. Absolutely deserved this lead. Yejoy. Oh, couldn't quite capture that one. Intercepted, back to 0. A rule I imagine you think makes sense, Harley?
I think so. It rewards the players for making the most of the position that they were in without being disadvantaged for it. So that's a fancy way of saying, yes, I agree.
Nickel taps him off from halfway. I think he can cause something to happen. We see that duo again, Wilson and Boyd. Boyd just sitting out on that left-hand middle spot. It's coming back to the middle now. Sort of looked like they had something organised, but sort of didn't quite go to plan there, Harley.
You can see when Tom Wilson gets the ball, I think the defence already know, okay, he's the man that's going to be dumping. It's what happens around it. Westlake are doing a really good job of reading, anticipating, lifting, and taking away that option.
It's a great point you bring up there, just, I guess, identifying who the dumper is going to be. Maybe they can use that to their advantage because he looks like he's got a lot of pace about him, does Tom Wilson. Maybe he checks off late, Boyd drops down for him and he can scoop through. Westlake, though, been very impressed with their defence. They defend as a group of 6, not as individuals. That might sound obvious, but actually we see more often than not that's the case. Just one breakdown on your defensive line. Another penalty.
He maka whakamua kua karanga he te kaiwa wā i tērā wā. He karanga anō. This time offside against Westlake Boys High School. Ka haere whakamua ana aina e nei. Tatana ki te whitu, te pai whitu. They've scored from this position. Let's see if they can do it again.
Big gaps in the middle. I wonder if they can see that, though. Just step back past there exactly. Yeah, just not anticipating that. Unfortunately, clocked off. Did Mania, the number 8, as there was an opportunity there. Plenty of space in the middle. It doesn't look like they're going to get anything out on the wing, so hopefully they can see those spaces opening up. Set something up. It's now they're back with the ball.
Quite clever there from Johnson Smiley. I think he knew he was offside, caused disruption, and therefore forced the referee to call that offside penalty. Although it led to a penalty, much like this one, it does give them a chance to rest, to reset. Although 2 penalties on the line now, they'll be cautious not to have another one against them.
Not really manipulating the defence enough, just a little bit too direct, needing to drag one of those middles as far away from the other as they can. As we see a sweep now, and they'll come back, early release, back pass, back of the head, ball down.
We can see there, pass goes to the player's head, just to confirm that that ball was not played out. Of course, you can't play at the ball with the back of your head, so hoa atu te pōro ki te taho o Westlake. E haere whakamua ana. Ka hara mai nā wai hau. As they look to strike and set up their platform for what looks like the 5th touch. But a penalty, kua hamenetia.
Yeah, a lot of penalties in the second half, unfortunately, but Westlake will really enjoy this one. Just talking about referees, Harley, I remember you saying something last year about you coming back.
Yeah, looking to don the whites again. Hopefully they still fit. We'll look to get back out there at Youth Nationals.
Well, you did used to wear mediums. I think that was to sort of accentuate your guns.
I can still, I certainly won't fit a medium now, but put some tape on, make the guns look bigger.
Nice interplay of passing there from Westlake. Didn't even know there was a medium section in most closed stores. So. However, Westlake, solid performance, up by 3 minutes to go. Oh, big step. Unfortunately, it's so big, went straight into the shutting defender. Didn't give the ball back. I'm not sure about that one. Anyway, Otago boys defended that set really, really well. 3 minutes to go, only 3 touchdowns, but other than that first 2 minutes of the second half, they sort of haven't really looked likely to score. So while there's time, it's more around the plays they choose.
It certainly turned into a puzzle that they haven't been able to figure out. They'll have a quarterfinal later on this afternoon to review this game and then hopefully improve on it. Although there's 2.5 minutes still to go, and we can't count them out. Westlake certainly have put their foot forward as one of the teams to watch this year.
Boyd now goes on the outside of his defender, joins up with Wilson. Good touch, though. It's another good point you bring up. You need to not use them all in one game, Harley, in terms of the next game being a quarterfinal. They're already through. Maybe they're holding a few things back knowing that they could potentially come up against this Westlake team in future games, or knowing because they're on the live stream, other teams might have a look at the plays they run. So when I say hold things back, it's not an effort, but maybe a few plays they're just leaving up their sleeve for later on today in some of those key matchups.
Depending on how this result goes, and also depending on how the final standings for Group D stand, it looks like both of these teams, we know, will move into the quarterfinals. It looks like they'll play either St. Bede's or Auckland Grammar. So by current standings, I think St. Bede's are first in Pool D, so St. Bede's will likely cross over with Otago Boys High School in this afternoon's quarterfinal. Of course, for all draws, results and standings, make sure that you head over to the Touch New Zealand website. They'll have the most accurate information. Of course, this is just me guessing at this stage. There's no guessing out there on the field, though. Otago Boys High School finally claw another one back. We'll have a look again on the replay.
Isaac Turoa, the number 14 for Otago Boys, just using his speed to get outside of that link defender for a pretty easy try. Well done, Isaac, 4-2. Otago Boys subbing off, just asking how long have we got. There's still that belief there with a minute to go. Westlake will be in no hurry. Harley up by 2.
Ko tahi minute e tuiana. In this position now where they'll use the ball, but will try and utilise the clock all at the same time.
Yeah, Westlake a bit more static with their options. Again, just wasting the clock. Not as direct as they have been, but now to 32, goes short side. 13 believing he was offside. And the referee agrees with him too. I'm not sure if the link called them offside or the referee did in that one, but we've seen Ashton Falloon. He's had a solid game. He just comes down this side, gets the ball back, and he knows they haven't got onside. You see him pointing, you're offside. He made the touch on him, which is normally a voluntary roll ball, but anyway, that one's in the books with 10 seconds to go.
Ai, kua tumeke kua ohorere tērā piro whakamutunga o tēnei kemu, karingi mai, ka tohu mai te pere, kua mutu tēnei kemu, katoa, a Westlake Boys High School rima ki te rua, kua tai hoki te wā tina, te wā whakawehe o te rā, mō mātou, mōna kai whakapāho, no reira kia koutou e mātakitaki mai ana, tēnā hoki mai, hei te ahiahi, toru nā kemu, tonu e whakapāho atu nei, no reira kia koutou, katoa, tēnā rā tātou.